Alright, Internet. Doing what I'm always doing. After some editing stuff. Sorry. Had a snack. Just cleaning my teeth. I need a title for my book. A new one. Another one. Trying again. New strategy, new title. That simple. Part of me just wants to launch the suicide mission, get it over with. Because I hate this game. In a way, like, I'll actually play it. Halo Infinite, the more I play it, the worse it gets. That's a different story. But I know if I don't go and do all these loyalty missions, we'll have a bunch of dead characters, and that'll be detrimental to Mass Effect 3. I know it's taking forever for me to do this. Maybe by then, the next Mass Effect game will be out when I finish this trilogy. Right. Totally. Treason. That's what's up.
I can't believe they're charging Talizora with such a thing.
If Talizora can't even get the Quarian captain to stand for her, she's as good as convicted.
Talizora of us, Normandy. I am glad you came. I could delay them only so long.
Hooray, hug!
Shepherd Vas Normandy, this is Admiral Shalaran Vas Tunde. She's a friend of my father's. Wait, Ron, you called me Vas Normandy.
I'm afraid I did, Tali. The Admiralty Board moved to have you tried under that name, given your departure from Nanima.
Ouch! I mean, I know that this is happening, but damn, they're not playing around.
I take it being associated with a human ship is a bad sign.
They stripped me of my ship name. That's as good as declaring me exiled already.
It's not over yet, Tali. You have friends who still know you as Talizora of us. Whatever we must call you legally.
You're an admiral. Does that mean you're one of the judges?
I'm afraid not. My history with Tali and her father forced me to recuse myself.
I imagine father had to do the same.
You'll see inside, Tali. For my part,
Foreshadowing.
I moderate and ensure that the rules of protocol are followed, but I have no vote in the judgment.
I guess we should get started. Does Telly have a defense counselor? Someone who speaks for her side.
Indeed, she does, Captain Shepard. She is part of your crew now, recognized by Quarian law. And remember, an accused is always represented by his or her ship's captain.
So, you would actually speak for my defense?
Since nobody's watching and the YouTube algorithm doesn't like me to begin with, I'm gonna go ahead and say, fuck. I'm checking my print. My 3D printer has not been behaving today. It's better. We'll see if it stays.
It would have been helpful to know about this earlier, Telly.
Our legal rules are simple. There are no legal tricks or political loopholes for you to worry about.
Uh-huh.
Present the truth as best you can. It will have to be enough. Now come. I promised that I would not delay you.
It's politics. There's loopholes in principle. It wouldn't be politicking if it wasn't full of loopholes. Now, 1,000-year-old Asari that has to have some respect, right? It's got to mean something.
This conclave is brought to order. Blessed are the ancestors who kept us alive, sustained us, and enabled us to reach this season. Keep us alive. The accused Taliazora Vas Normandy has come with her captain to defend herself against a charge of treason.
Objection! A human has no business at a hearing involving such sensitive military matters.
Then you should not have declared Tali crew of the Normandy, Admiral Chorus. By right as Tali's captain, Shepard must stay.
Objection withdrawn.
Shepard
Let's
Vas
start.
Normandy, your crew member Tali Zora stands accused of treason. Will you speak for her?
If it helps Tali, I will. But in her heart, she remains Tali Zora Basnima, a proud member of the migrant fleet. I regret that her captain is forbidden to stand at her side today.
Nobody has been forbidden from anything. It is a simple...
Lie to them if you must, Zalcoris, but don't lie to me and expect me to stay silent. The human is right.
Admirals, please. Shepard's willingness to represent Tali Zora in this hearing is appreciated.
Sorry, nerf gun.
Tali, you're accused of bringing active guests to the migrant fleet. What say you?
How could Tali have brought Geth to the fleet while serving on the Normandy?
To clarify, Shepard, Tali isn't accused of bringing back entire units, only parts that could spontaneously reactivate.
But I would never send active Geth to the fleet. Everything I sent was disabled and harmless.
Then explain how Geth seized the lab ship where your father was working.
What are you talking about? What happened?
As far as we can tell, Tali, the Geth have killed everyone on the Alarai. Your father included.
What? Oh, Keela.
I appreciate the need for this trial, Admirals. But right now, our first concern must be the safety of the migrant fleet. The Normandy stands ready to assist in whatever capacity necessary.
Thank you. Quarian strike teams have attempted to retake the ship. So far, without success.
Shepard, we have to take back the Alarai.
The safest course would be to simply destroy the ship. But if you are looking for an honorable death instead of exile...
I'm looking for my father, you Boshtet!
You intend to retake the Alarai from the Geth? This proposal is extremely dangerous.
I mean,
With your
you
permission,
do have to find your father.
Admirals, yes. The good of the fleet must come
I gotta
first.
fix
And
stuff.
Tali needs to find her father.
Agreed. And if you die on this worthy mission, Tali, we will see that your name is cleared of these charges.
We can discuss that later.
Then it is decided. You will attempt to retake the Alarai. You are hereby given leave to depart the Raya. The shuttle will be waiting at the secondary docking hangar. Be safe, Tali. This hearing will resume upon your return, or upon determination that you have been killed in action.
Thank you for agreeing to take back the Alarai, Shepard. The Admiral sounds sure that my father is already dead, but... I don't know. We won't know anything until we get there.
How are you holding up? They just threw a lot of fire at you, even before telling you about your father.
I knew this would be bad, but I guess you're never really prepared to be charged with treason. And my father, I don't know. He could still be alive. They don't know for certain that he's dead. I just don't know, Shepard, and I need to find out.
Is there anyone here you want to talk to before we go?
We can talk with the admirals. It might help us to see what their viewpoints are. But I doubt we'll change anyone's mind by talking to them privately.
Well then,
Let's go.
Let's go.
Right. The sooner we get to the Alarai, the sooner we'll know what happened.
Shepard, the secondary docking hangar is through the conclave chamber where you are now. The shuttle they have provided is unarmed.
Understood.
Whatever Geth are on the Alarai have likely built more of themselves. Expect heavy resistance.
Loyalty to the fleet is about more than just killing Geth. Talizor is guilty.
You set me up, Shala. You told Captain
Yeah, he was like, I don't know.
I don't hear that my father may be dead until I'm in the trial? Why?
The admirals needed to hear the shock in your voice, Tali. Otherwise, they might not have let you try to retake the Alarai. That is your best chance at recovering evidence that can exonerate you. I am sorry. We cannot afford sensitivity, Tali.
Are the judges that set on finding her guilty?
Anything involving the Geth is a live wire, Shepard. But there is still hope. And girls greatly respects both you and Talizora for stopping Sarah.
Just we'll see what happens.
Of course, sees the whole thing as a war crime and wants to convict.
And question to
I
you
have no idea
is,
what
do you want me to
admirals
try and
sent
suck it up and go to the gym,
should
or
get
are you
to the
cool with
Alarai
not
soon.
going?
Is there anything else I can tell you?
I assumed we weren't,
Okay.
because you said we weren't earlier.
Yeah, but my neck stopped.
What kind of evidence will carry weight with the admirals?
Tali, you admitted to sending Geth parts to your father for his project.
Yes, but never anything that could have come back online on its own. I took every possible precaution.
Then find records of your shipment and experiments. Something that proves you were careful. Something that proves that this is all just a terrible accident that nobody could have foreseen.
Any more water?
There seem to be some other arguments going on among the admirals.
You caught that? Yes, the Geth's presence makes this a touchy issue. The Admiralty Board is trying to determine whether to focus on colonial development or attempt to retake the homeworld.
You're thinking of war with the Geth?
I am not, Tali, but others are.
The Geth situation isn't as simple as you think. Not all of them worship the Reapers.
I don't think the other admirals would care about that. They want the homeworld back, and they want all Geth destroyed.
Shala, don't you want to see us retake the homeworld?
I don't think we can, Tali. But it may not be about what I think.
I know the migrant fleet is formidable, but even you can't take on the Geth.
We grow tired of wandering the stars, Shepard. We
Has
want
been
our
300
world
years.
back. We have paid enough for our mistake. I'm not giving you my opinion. I'm telling you which way the wind is blowing.
What can you tell us about the Alarai?
Not much, I'm afraid. Real Zora only said that he was researching new defense technology.
He told me only that he needed any Geth parts or pieces I found. I assumed he was testing weapons on Geth components.
We knew nothing until the Alarai sent a distress signal, then went dead. We didn't even know about the Geth until a boarding team was attacked.
You're saying there's no data about the inside of the ship.
That's exactly what I am saying. The Marines who survived and escaped saw bodies in the halls.
Diyan ba siya kinirap
We
ang
must
mga ano?
assume the worst.
No, we don't.
How long have you known Tali's family?
I thought
Since
we weren't
before
going.
Real was an
I mean, I'm not
admiral.
dehydrated enough.
25 or 30 years.
When
I
do you
guess.
want to go if we go?
I was there when Tali
6:30
was
normal
born.
time.
Her mother and
Okay.
I had synced up our suits
I'll
so
see
we
you,
could
what do
be
you
in the
want?
same open air room.
No, I don't want to go.
Oh,
I was sick,
no. That's all I needed.
but it was worth it. I was the one who took Tali from her mother and put her in the bubble. She cried so hard.
I'm not hearing much about Rail's involvement in Tali's life.
It's difficult to explain. I shouldn't.
It's all right, Henshala. No secrets between shipmates. I think I told Shepard about my father.
If you say so. Rail was committed to the Quarian cause. That didn't leave him a lot of time for his family. He wanted to give Tali and her mother the home world, or a strong fleet at least. That was how he showed his love.
We should move on.
Good luck on the Alarai.
If Tali Zora is stuck with a human captain, at least it's an eloquent one.
Ooh, Shepard's elegant.
I'm glad Admiral Rahn got you leave to hit the Alarai. Hopefully you'll find something that clears your name.
I'm more concerned with finding my father, Admiral.
I wish you luck. Blow up some Geth on the way. And your Captain Shepard? Admiral Hangerel Vasnima. You got Admiral Corris backing up worse than a Krogan toilet. Glad to see Tali's captain knows how to handle a courtroom.
I'm just here to help Tali, Admiral.
I'm glad someone is.
You believe I'm innocent, don't you, Admiral?
I know you and your father. Put too much of yourselves into this fleet to do anything to jeopardize our safety. And you're both smart enough not to make mistakes like the ones they're saying you made.
Thanks for the information.
Hang in there, kid.
Thank you, Admiral.
Kid, he says.
Judging by your ability to play to a crowd, human, I have done Tali a favor by stripping Vasnima from her name.
Commander Shepard, this is Admiral Zalkoris Vasquibquib. Do not ask about the name.
I take no pleasure in this, Tali, truly. You have gravely endangered and dishonored our fleet.
What exactly is your problem with my crew member, Admiral?
I respect Tali immensely. Her actions against Saren are to be lauded. But, like her father, she wants nothing but the destruction of the Geth. The people we created. The people we wronged.
The Geth drove us from our homeworld.
Of course they did. We tried to kill them.
So he's a Geth lover. Problem solved.
Can you tell me anything about the Alarai?
Only that you should have let us destroy it. When we find the evidence of what Tali and her father did there, any hope of convincing the other admirals will die.
I did not bring active Geth to the Alarai, Admiral. I know how dangerous that would be. I only brought pieces.
The captured ship with its crew slaughtered by living beings in pain belies your argument.
You and the other admirals appear to have some disagreements beyond Tali's trial.
You are correct. Tali, I apologize for it being brought into your proceedings. The other admirals are pushing for war. Rail Zora was researching new weapons to use against the Geth. They would see our fleet destroyed in the skies over our homeworld, rather than find a new colony and adapt.
Can the Quarians coexist with the Geth after all your history?
I don't know. We all deserve to find out. They are our children, Shepard. We have all done horrible things to each other, but it has to end. For both groups. That is why I cannot sanction whatever experiments you helped enable, Tali Zora. I believe this message needs to be sent.
I understand, Admiral. I do not agree with you, but I understand.
You have a ship named Quib?
Oh, here we go.
Our people have, during difficult periods, purchased pre-owned vessels from other cultures. And have, on occasion, had difficulty altering the ship's registry information. The citizens of these foreign-named ships have borne the stigma of these names with grace and honor.
If it bothers you, maybe you should find another ship.
I've occasionally entertained the idea of requesting a transfer. Something with a nice, respectable name, like the Defrons or the Ictomy. But I am proud of the Quib, and I will not flee because of petty insults.
We should move on.
Goodbye, Tali Zora. Be well.
I'm surprised to hear you say that.
I meant no insult.
I don't hate you, Tali. I just think your father's plans for war were wrong.
It is a small, interesting glimpse into
Talizora and her father are out of control. This is on their heads.
Quarian life. And for some reason,
Expect a human to be such a good speaker.
always makes me think of Dead Space.
Talizora Vasnima. Oh, sorry. I mean Vas Normandy.
No offense taken. The change in name was not my choice.
Per Admiral Rand's orders, the shuttle is prepared for you and Captain Shepard of Vas Normandy.
Can you tell us anything about what we'll find on the Alarai?
I'm afraid I don't know much. Not many Marines made it back from the initial assault. They talked about massive waves of Geth, though. More than there should have been.
There shouldn't have been any at all.
Right. I mean that they're afraid the Geth are building or repairing more of themselves from materials on the Alarai.
Let's head to the Alarai.
Of course. I'll unlock the shuttle now. Good luck with those Geth, Talizora. Kila Salai.
Tequila Salai. Or, depending on what you're drinking, Tequila Salai? Alright. Tons. I love the Matic. Best gun in the series.
Switch up.
We've got trouble. Drone away!
Scored a hit. Good one.
Oh, look, Dolly's dead already. I wonder just how much oomph this actually has.
Get down.
Sounds good. If you notice, they just kind of sat there. I'm like, well, it's over. And then he didn't do anything. So I was like, alright, I guess I'll give him a whack.
Something's slowing down the systems. We're taking down the firewalls to rebalance load distribution. Railzora ordered us to bypass standard safeties. Following security protocols will take too long.
There's your first mistake. Lots of doors, lots of doors.
Who's running the system diagnostic? I didn't authorize. Oh, Keela. How many Geth are networked?
All of them. Railzora.
Shut it down. Shut everything down. They're in the system.
Right, so the Geth. Couple Geth got operational and they hacked the network.
This is one of the storage units I sent to Father. Looks like parts from a disabled repair drone, plus a reflex algorithm that I didn't recognize. I got this on Haystrom.
Haystrom was a war zone. How did you salvage gear in the middle of all that?
These suits have more pockets than you'd think. Quarians have learned how to salvage whatever we can, whenever we can. Within reason. We're not Vorcha, but we repair what most people would throw away. Hundreds of the ships in our fleet were salvaged wrecks, either found dead in space or purchased for next to nothing.
That could be a game all its own, salvaging derelict wrecks. I mean, how many times in the first Mass Effect did we board a ship, to find it full of husks, or Geth, or biotic terrorists, what have you?
What made a part worth sending back to your father?
It had to be in working order. Something that could be analyzed and integrated into other technology. Anything new had priority. Technology the Geth had developed themselves. Signs of modification. Clues to their thinking.
How did you get these things to your father?
Sometimes I left packages at secure drops in civilized areas. Someone on pilgrimage would see that it was shipped home. For very valuable finds, I'd signal home, and Father would send a small ship.
Does that salvaged gear give you a clue as to what happened here?
No, I don't know. Shepard, I checked everything I sent here. I passed up great finds because they might be too dangerous, prone to uncontrolled reactivation or self-repair. I don't know which possibility is worse. That I got sloppy and sent something dangerous, or that Father actually did all this.
Making me nervous there. Wonder how she got up there. All right.
What's this?
Get ready to fight. Got it.
Neutralize one. I'll take cover.
Right.
I'm just gonna stand here casually at the bottom of the stairs, waiting for the alien robots to come kill me. As one does.
With lockdown navigation, weapons are offline. Our mistake won't endanger the fleet. They're burning through the door. I don't have much time. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Jonah, if you get this, be strong for Daddy. Mommy loves you very much.
That line always stuck with me. Even Tali's crying in the corner.
Moving to cover. Weapons ready.
There's the waves of Geth they were talking about. Geth don't fight the way Geth should fight. They're an AI, sure, they're smart.
There.
But they shouldn't be feeling pain. So, without the fear of pain, like, they shouldn't take cover the same way a human does. It should just be a mad rush, a wall of robots, right?
Weapons are offline. Harvesting won't endanger the fleet. They're burning through the door. I don't have much time. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Jonah, if you get this, be strong for Daddy. I love you very much.
With a name like Jonah, he's kind of screwed to begin with.
Moving to cover.
I'll take cover.
Why are you making funny noises, Printer? I don't know. It's still working.
Go for the up. Go for the up.
Shields down.
Welcome to the fight. Yeah, you're it.
Bunkering down.
Affirmative. Moving to cover.
Grabbing cover. This console might have something. Most of the data is corrupted, but a few bits are left.
You know, a bit is a very small amount of data. It's negligible.
They were performing experiments on Geth systems, looking for new ways to overcome Geth resistance to reprogramming.
Do you know what kind of tests your father was running?
No, Father just told me to send back any Geth technology I could find that wasn't a direct danger to the fleet. I suspected he might be testing weapons, but I thought he was just working on new ways to bypass shields or armor.
Do you think testing weapons on the Geth was right?
It's not testing weapons on prisoners, Shepard. I only sent Father parts. Even if he assembled them, they wouldn't be sapient. You saw what Saren and Sovereign did with the Geth. Any research that gives us an advantage is important.
Could any of that data clear your name?
Doubtful. This is mostly results data, effects of different disruptive hacking techniques. I don't understand all of it. But they may have been activating the Geth deliberately. I don't know. Nothing here says specifically, but if they were, then Father was doing something terrible. What was all this, Father? You promised you'd build me a house on the homeworld. Was this going to bring us back home?
You'll reclaim your homeworld someday, Tali. If your father can't help you, I will.
Taking back our planet would only
Foreshadowing.
be the beginning. We'd have to cannibalize our fleet to rebuild cities and infrastructure. It would take generations of gene therapy to readapt our immune system so we could live without suits again. We'd be adapting our entire culture. Again. Sometimes I wonder if it's actually worth it.
We should keep moving.
Right.
It is of my unscientific opinion that no, it's not worth it. It's just a chunk of rock. And you don't even necessarily need a fleet. You need space stations, O'Neill cylinders. Find any star will do. Build it Dyson sphere. Oh, my phone finished charging. That's what lit up. Thematic had 20 round magazines. Save some ammo. Oof.
Affirmative.
First entry. Our hacking attempts failed. The Geth have an adaptive consciousness. Hack one process and the others autocorrect. Still, we're making progress. Rail Zora is convinced we'll have a viable system in less than a year. This weapon will put our people back on the homeworld.
Father! No. You always had a plan. Masked life signs or an onboard medical stasis program, maybe. You wouldn't. They're wrong. You wouldn't just die like this. You wouldn't leave me to...
Hey, come here.
Tender moment.
Damn it. I'm sorry.
You got nothing to be sorry about.
Maybe he would have known I'd come. Maybe he left a message.
Tally, if you are listening, then I am dead. The Geth have gone active. I don't have much time. The main hub will be on the bridge. You'll need to destroy it to stop their VI processes from forming new neural links. Make sure Hangerl and Darozen see the data. They must.
Thanks, Dad.
He knew you'd come for him. He was trying to help you. It's not perfect. It's not what you wanted. But it's the best he could do.
I don't know what's worse. Thinking he never really cared, or thinking that he did, and that this was the only way he could show it. It doesn't matter. One way or the other, I cared. And I'm here. And we're ending this.
Wow. Good for her. It's a lot. Why are you doing this? Going to the bridge, disabling Neuralink.
Hey, that's not Chatika!
I've got no shield!
Here's one.
Bigger gun, more punch. Perfect timing. God, I love this gun. It even just sounds. Ugh.
This console is linked to the main hub Father mentioned. Disabling it shut down any Geth we missed. It looks like some of the recordings remained intact. They'll tell us how this happened, what Father did.
You sound like you don't really want to hear it.
No. We have to. I know. This is terrible, Shepard. I don't want to know that he was part of this.
Do we have enough parts to bring more online?
Yes, the new shipment from your daughter will let us add 2 more Geth to the network.
We're nearing a breakthrough on systemic viral attacks. Perhaps we should inform the Admiralty Board, just to be safe.
No. We're too close. I promised to build my daughter a house on the home world. I'm not going to sit and wait while the politicians argue.
We'd have an easier time of it if Tali Zora could send back more working material.
Absolutely not. I don't want Tali exposed to any political blowback. Leave Tali out of this. Assemble new Geth with what we have. Bypass security protocols if need be.
It sounds like he was doing this for you.
I never wanted this, Shepard. Keela, I never wanted this. Everything here is his fault. I tried to pretend it didn't point to him, but this... When this comes up in the trial, they'll... We can't tell them. Not the admirals, not anyone.
Tali, without this evidence, you're looking at exile.
You think I don't know that? You think I want to live knowing that I can never see the fleet again? But I can't go back into that room and say that my father was the worst war criminal in our people's history. I cannot.
Rail Zora doesn't need you to worry about him anymore. You heard him say he didn't want you to be caught in the politics.
You don't understand, Shepard. They would strike his name from the manifest of every ship he ever served on. He would be worse than an exile. He'd be a traitor to our people, held up for children as a monster in a cautionary tale. I can't let all the good he did be destroyed for this, Shepard.
I don't see why it's a problem. Other than, I mean, people died. It's a risk. But the experimenting on the Geth shouldn't be a problem. The problem is that he built Geth.
We're not going to decide anything here. Let's see what the Admirals say once we get back.
You're my captain in this hearing, Shepard. It's your decision. But please, don't destroy what my father was. Come on. If we wait too long, they'll decide we're already dead, and none of this will matter.
I think Samara would have great input on this. She's 1,000 years old after all, right? But no, she hasn't said a word the whole damn time.
We need to face facts. There has been no word. There is no reason to think Tali Zora survived.
Sounds like the hearing is already underway.
We must trust Shepard's offer of assistance. Very well. Is the Admiralty Board prepared to render judgment?
Sorry we're late.
I like how Samara just sits down on the steps like, I ain't doing nothing.
Tali Zora Vas Normandy saved the Alarai. I hope this proves her loyalty to the Quarian people.
Her loyalty was never in doubt, only her judgment.
Perhaps Tali Zora can offer something to encourage more trust in her judgment.
Did you find anything on the Alarai that could clarify what happened there?
Shepard, please.
Does Captain Shepard have any new evidence to submit to this hearing?
Tali helped me defeat Saren and the Geth at the Citadel. That should be all the evidence you need.
I fail to see what relevance...
You're not really interested in Tali, are you? This trial isn't about her. It's about the Geth.
This hearing has nothing to do with the Geth.
You want people to sympathize with them. Hangarel wants to go to war. None of you care about Tali. She knows more about the Geth than any other Quarian alive. You should be listening to her, not putting her on trial. Tali Zora saved the Citadel.
Lots of
She
hand
saved
waving.
The Alarai. She showed the galaxy the value of the Quarian people. I can't think of stronger evidence than that.
Are the admirals prepared to render the judgment? Tali Zora, in light of your history of service, we do not find sufficient evidence to convict. You are cleared of all charges. Commander Shepard, please accept these gifts in appreciation for you taking the time to represent one of our people.
One of your people. You kicked her out. She's on my ship.
With all due respect, Admiral, I didn't represent one of your people. I represented one of mine.
So you did, Shepard.
This hearing is concluded. Go in peace, Tali Zora vas Normandy. Kila Salai.
I can't believe you pulled that off. What you said. I've never had anyone speak like that on my behalf. Thank you for being there for my father.
It's hard for me to sit here
Even when-
idly without just
Thank you.
fanboying.
We could still go back in and get you exiled if you want.
Thanks. But I'm fine with things like this. It's fun watching you shout.
Come on, Tali Zora, Boss Normandy. Let's get back to our ship.
Thank you, Captain.
This looks interesting.
Now, isn't Rieger supposed to be around? I remember saving him, right? This guy's red. Ah, see, it is Rieger. It's like, there's a red guy over here.
Good at killing synthetics. Glad that on our side.
Nice talking, Shepard. Funny how it takes a commander to remind the admirals about military honor. Glad they're off your back, ma'am. And that you didn't have to give them that evidence you found on the LRI.
I didn't say anything about finding evidence, Carl.
Noticed that, ma'am.
What's your take on the war? Are the admirals gonna try to retake the homeworld?
I won't shy away from a fight, but if the admirals throw the fleet at the Geth, all they'll get back is scrap metal. The best bet would be for us to find another way. But a soldier can't say unless his superiors ask.
Any idea what your next assignment is going to be?
I'm going to be escorting more techs around to look for signs of dark energy buildup. Maybe see if they can figure out what's causing it. Wherever they send me, it'll have to be less exciting than Haystrom.
Dark energy. Classic.
Stay safe out there, Rieger.
You too, Shepard. Ma'am.
Carl, just call me Tali.
I'll work on that, ma'am.
Shepard, how did you get onto Mariah?
Shepard came and helped me deal with the trial.
I saw. You talked the admirals into acquitting Tali. That was a good speech. Is there any way I can help?
Take care of yourself, Vitor. Not many could have gone through what you did and come out sane.
I know. I didn't. But thank you, Commander. It's only because of your help that I've come this far.
He didn't come out sane, he says.
Very impressive speech, Commander Shepard. But tell me truly, did you recover any of Rael Zora's research on the Alarai?
Nothing that will help you, Admiral.
Pity. Oh well. Whatever is created can be recreated. I greatly enjoyed seeing you call the other admirals out on their politicking, and I am pleased that Tali was not exiled.
That immediately makes me think of the old Five Finger Death Punch album. War is the answer.
Goodbye, Admiral.
I, however, as Shepard,
The LRI was a good stuff, but there are lots more Geth out there than killing.
Lydia is an engineer, a soldier, much like Rieger. It's not her place to get into that politicking.
His honor was innocent after all.
All this talk of war gives me chills. I hope it's just rhetoric.
Congratulations, Talizora. I was skeptical about your choice in captains, but I see now that I was wrong.
Thank you, Captain. I'm just glad that this is over.
You'll always have a place on the ride, whenever you decide to come home. Good luck out there.
I want to shoot more stuff. I always feel good about killing Geth. Let's see what researching and upgrades I can do, because I know the ship's gonna need all the upgrades it can get. What's next, eh? We go this way. We can do Jacob's thing and then Legion's thing, and we'll be done on this half of the galaxy. Then we go over here, Thane, and Garrus, and Morden, and call it a day. Do I have fuel? No. I do not. Alpha Draconis. Alrighty then. Only 2 planets here, huh? From what we've discovered, you know, with the exoplanet search, 2 planets would be unusually few
Launching probe.
for a star. It'd have to be a brown dwarf kind of situation.
Anomaly detected.
Named after an Asari scientist. List of forbidden mass relays. They call it a white dwarf, so at least we know it is a dwarf star. It has less stellar mass to attract less orbiting planets, so 2 is unusually small, but not out of the realm of possibility. 16 Celsius is perfect, same as Earth temperature. 1.1 G is pretty nice. 0.72 atmospheres is a little low, but you get used to it.
Launching probe.
Oh, there was a big spike there. Why is it so hard to find again? Whatever.
Probe launched. Probe away.
Nice. What I really need is Element Zero. Maybe we should go have a look around, see if any of those points of interest called out by the Shadow Broker is Element Zero. Headshot's everything. If it's a headshot, if it's not a headshot, it doesn't count. If you're not first, you're last. Oh, she gets 3? Nice. Alright, so we have Jacob. And we have no idea what we're going into down there. Jacob's a biotic with a shotgun. Tolly's also... Let's take Garrus. Eh? Garrus makes everything better, right? This is 58 versus 55%. So we're going to go with that because it's more better. This is going to get a little weird, though, for anyone that hasn't seen it before. Spoilers.
I have run a scan of the ship. I detect no life signs, but there may be useful technology or information still inside.
There it is, and mostly intact. It could have survived impact, but it's been years.
I wouldn't call it mostly intact.
Looks like it was stripped after the crash. They'd have tried to get a beacon up as soon as possible.
Parts?
Repeat, toxology alert. Danger of rapid...
Along with this anymore. We've done horrible things to the crew. The conditions they're in, they don't understand what we're doing to them. Distract them for 2 seconds and they forget what you did before the bruises show. It's got to stop. I'm talking to the others as soon as...
Repeat, toxology alert. Danger of rapid neural decay. Local flora chemically incompatible with human physiology. Override. Beacon resumed. Pause time, 8 years, 237 days, 7 hours.
From the look of it, this beacon's been here a while. Why would they wait years to signal?
Pause in beacon protocol. 8 years, 237 days, 7 hours. Pause is recorded as record deleted by acting captain Ronald Taylor.
That's not right. My father was first officer.
Ronald Taylor was promoted under emergency command protocols. Other flagged issues: unsafe deceleration, local food and neural decay, beacon activation protocols.
Local food impairs brain functions? What are the effects?
Impairment of mental function due to chemical imbalance begins within 7 days of ingesting local flora, regardless of decontamination or preparation. Impact on higher cognitive abilities and long-term memory is cumulative. but significant within a standard month. It is not known if neural decay is permanent. Data collection was not completed.
Why wasn't the beacon activated before now?
This emergency beacon became functional after 358 days, 12 hours, following the unscheduled suborbital descent of the Hugo Gernsback. Activation was triggered remotely after 8 years, 237 days, 7 hours, on the authority of Acting Captain Ronald Taylor. Pause in beacon protocol is recorded as record deleted.
I assume unsafe deceleration refers to the crash. Give me the details.
Following an unspecified impact and sublight drive failure, the Hugo Gernsback made an unscheduled descent at 465% of theoretical recommended suborbital velocity. The Hugo Gernsback then decelerated at 782% of theoretical recommended approach velocity, sustaining significant damage to investment and crew.
Who is in command of this ship? Where are the survivors?
Captain Harris Fairchild reported killed following unscheduled suborbital descent. First Officer Ronald Taylor promoted in-field to acting captain.
But where is he now?
The location of the remaining crew of the Hugo Gernsback is unknown. This beacon has been unattended for several maintenance cycles.
Come on, let's get going.
Let's check the ship. My father had the beacon for almost 9 years. Maybe that neural decay affected him.
It must have after so long.
The plot thickens.
Captain Fairchild knew this crew. His replacement doesn't command the same level of respect. I'm hoping the man has it in him, but I don't know.
Is there any element zero to be found here? That is the question I would like to be answered. Well, so far my candle holder is still working. Maybe I'll have to change colors of my filament and see if it works better. Or it works better. I have some really cheap silver filament that didn't work for crap.
What was her name? Sarah? Suzanne? My God, I can't remember. I can't remember her face. We need to get out. So I can remember. Can think straight. They have to hurry.
You came from the sky? The leader said someone would come. He delayed for so long, but he still has power. Some have lost faith. The hunters. They will have seen your star. They will not let you help him.
What are you talking about? You're not making sense.
I don't remember how to say it. He's our leader and we serve so we can go home. But some want to fight him. They were cast out. He exiled them. So they hunt his machines and those who help him. They don't believe that rescue will come.
Watch out!
Hunters, they won't stop until the leader is dead.
Kill them! Agents of the liar! He will not escape!
Charge him up!
Oh, hello.
Sit down.
I got him.
I mean, it was more like between the shoulder blades, but...
You killed them, but there are more every day. They want to fight, but I just want to go home.
She's lost. We need to find someone who can make sense of this. Strip for parts. Tech's wearing out. Those hunters must be laying on the pressure. Is that a settlement? They'd better be friendlier than the beach group. I need answers.
I don't know if I'd call that a beach down there, but yeah.
They're from the same group as the ones that attacked us, but these are docile.
There aren't any men here. Maybe it affects genders differently. Makes males get violent.
Possibly, but the female on the beach said the exiled ones came back as hunters.
It doesn't matter right now. One of these people must know what my father has to do with this.
You have his face. He promised to call the sky, but he sends nothing.
He forced us to eat, to decay. You are cursed with his face.
You certainly seem to have a way with words.
You heard her. I have his face. My father forced the crew to eat toxic food. What the hell? Look at these spoiled food stores. They've been eating only that toxic local food for who knows how long. Like that wasn't obvious enough.
I'm not gonna steal their meds.
What the hell? Somebody had to push them to make that. That's borderline worship.
The hunters will kill you. They fight because he exiled them and waited too long.
His mechs shoot without question.
Please, here. You could end it. You have his face. But you fight his machines. You might stop this. This, I forget how to read. But this was the start. What he promised, and what they did to us. We need the sky. Take us back to the sky.
Jacob, what does it say?
It's a crew logbook. Some of them thought the beacon repair was taking too long. They were afraid they'd run out of supplies and lose their minds to the decay. My father restricted the ship food for himself and the other officers so they wouldn't be affected. Everybody else had to eat the toxic food and hope for treatment later. The rest is a casualty list. A few mutinied over the decision. My father and his officers turned the mechs on.
The beacon was fixed after a year, so the plan must have worked.
Why no signal?
Those weren't the last entries on the casualty list. More incidents, harsh punishments. It's like they're cattle, toys. In a year, all the male crew members are flagged as exiled or dead. They separated out the women, assigned them to officers, like pets. And after the beacon is fixed, the officers appear in the casualties too. After. My father took control and didn't stop it.
I don't need to further explicate upon those implications.
Does it say why he separated the men and women? Or is it as bad as it seems?
No, it turns to gibberish. Maybe the men got violent early on, but from the state of this place, I'd say the Hunter thing is recent. What he allowed here, Shepard, I don't see any justification.
We haven't seen any other officers. He killed them?
There were 5 after the crash. Medical, engineering, bridge staff. Should have had no problem fixing the beacon and keeping people safe. All killed within the same week. About a month after the beacon was repaired.
Do you see an explanation for this? He's your father.
Is he? None of this fits. Maybe the initial decision, but the rest? Abuse of power doesn't get any clearer than this. I need to find this man.
That is the kind of justice that Garrus would enjoy bringing. Come on, Garrus. Walk away from the bomb. We know how much you love getting blown up.
This is Captain Ronald Taylor. Thank God you're here. My crew went insane. I only just got free.
The old corpse was posed like a warning. The new ones were left where they fell.
The hunters started fighting back.
Enemies ahead!
My shields are down.
Plenty of choices. The link blends victors.
This should slow him down.
Enemy!
I've got him!
I'm still disgusted by this. What happened to my incendiary grenade? He's only still like, oh great, you're here, because we're still alive. I wonder what the ship's original purpose was, where it was going, what it was doing, why it had so many mechs on board.
I'm on it.
Trouble coming.
I like how Jacob just immediately jumps in front of my gun while I'm shooting.
Throwing people away. This thing is not my father.
You got it.
Yeah. Get over here. Have a nice trip. Up front.
Now it gets interesting.
Got hostile drones.
Alright. Now, let's solve this my way.
My shields are down.
Enough with the toys. I need to look my father in the eye and hear him justify this.
Aha! Element 0! Hooray! And 500 at that. Well, here he is. Talk to him, Jacob. I don't understand. What's the deal? I don't know. Alright. Save. Love that save. Oh, still doesn't work.
That's
Alright.
all of them.
I'll fix it. And this is what we'll pick up next time. Since this is a hour-and-a-half episode now. After 10 years, why does he still have clothes he can wear? They'd be worn out just from wearing them. Even if you didn't wash them. The heck? Alright. I tried. We'll serve this man his justice in a future episode. Party hardy.